Hello, thank you for joining me. So this is actually my friend Mary. She is going to talk about how she decided to go to school a little later in life, less traditional than people right out of high school. And we'll go from there. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Tara. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Yeah. So let's just kind of talk about like how this whole journey started and how, maybe you did or didn't go to school, college, earlier in life, but then decided I want to do more.
Okay. Well, as a senior in high school, I ended up getting married in April, graduating in June, and having a baby in October.
All right.
So if you do the math, you can figure that out. So I literally spent my late teen through until I was 45 raising kids. I have 9 kids. And
you have 9 children.
9 children.
Oh my goodness.
And for most of that time, I was a stay-at-home mom.
Mm-hmm.
When my youngest went into kindergarten, having kids in sports and expensive sports, an opportunity came to become a paraeducator.
Okay.
Because I had sign language skills. So that launched me into being a one-on-one para in a self-contained classroom. So kids with significant special needs.
Okay.
They were not in regular classes very often.
Okay.
Electives only. Sadly, I had some really terrible teachers. And I ended up, as the para, doing most of the development of the curriculum. Oops. Hi, we're back. Sort of. But I developed curriculum. I taught the curriculum. At one point, I sat with the special ed director helping write the IEP for the student, which is the teacher's job.
Yeah.
But he was not doing it. So the special services sent one of their directors in to do it.
Yeah.
And he just said flat out, "Oh, just ask Mary, she knows." So at that point, I'm thinking, well, heck, I could get paid teacher salary.
Yeah.
Which is not great, but it's better than para salary.
Yes.
And so I decided to enroll in school. I sat on it for about a year, and then I realized that my marriage was in trouble. And I had a 5-year plan. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to get my teaching certificate. I'm going to have a year of teaching under my belt and know that I can support myself and take care of my kids. And that's my 5-year plan. Enrolled in school, 2.5 years in, we're getting divorced.
Okay.
So it was kind of crazy. It was hard. I had a lot of help, did a lot of couch surfing. He got to keep the house and the kids because I couldn't. And so I finished my degree, got a teaching certificate, realized that you can make a lot more money teaching if you have a master's degree. So last November, I graduated with my master's in curriculum and instruction.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I'm going to be 60 years old. I've been teaching this is my 10th year. I don't have enough retirement to retire until maybe 80. That's old in special ed.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
So I realized that getting my doctorate is a key piece in being able to retire at some point. As well, being almost 60 years old, my body is sore sometimes, and I have aggressive kids sometimes. And my body will not be able to wrestle special ed kids to keep them safe for a lot longer. So I needed a plan. And so that's where I am. I'm started now my doctorate last week. 3 years from now, please body hold out. I'll have a new avenue for still being in education, still working with special ed kids, but not necessarily directly in the classroom. And that's been my focus for the last few years.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
And so what will be different? How will that role, what exactly will you do in 3 years when you get your doctorate?
when I get my doctorate, I will officially be a researcher and doing studies on my current trajectory is studies on inclusionary practices, what works and what doesn't work for both general education kids, your typically developing kids, versus your severely impacted special needs kids, and what kind of programs are going to be beneficial for all teachers, students, families, all the community stakeholders within the school district. So I'll be doing a lot of research on that. I'll get published. I'll be able to be a speaker,
Nice.
but I'll also be able to be in a leadership role within the district. My degree is actually organizational leadership with an emphasis on special ed and qualitative research. So it's the quality of the programs. It's evaluating the impact directly to all of those stakeholders.
Yeah.
And mentoring new teachers is another big thing to be able to do. And then presenting professional development, being able to teach teachers about special ed and how to best reach our kiddos.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, is it always a thing where you're getting your doctorate and you get published? Is that
Well, your dissertation gets published. That's the whole thing. You have a team who evaluates and critiques and revises and helps you
okay?
put together a very scholarly, intense program. And then it gets published and journals can pick it up. So I'd probably submit to, it goes into ProQuest, which is a dissertation publishing company.
Okay.
And then from there it can go to educational journals, special ed journals, it can, all kinds of other things. And I don't see only doing research for my dissertation, but continuing research. It will be, it's considered action research. As you learn new things, you research new things. And so it's a lifetime of change and improvement in whatever program,
Cool.
if that makes sense.
So
Yeah.
you can do that into your retirement years and
Yes.
still be able to bring
I
in
can
income.
take my hotspot and travel and be doing research and writing.
Yeah.
Yes, and bring in an income.
Yeah.
I could also teach at a university level, which, and with online education now, that you can do that from just about anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that will be another possibility.
Nice.
It's not necessarily what I've thought about yet, but it is possible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it may, I love to travel, so that might be like, yeah, I'm going to be here, but I'm working these hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Well, ever since COVID, I just feel like, and I've tried to talk to this about other, with other companies and stuff, like you really very rarely have to be in an office.
Right.
Unless you're doing something very hands-on that requires it. But otherwise, you really can work anywhere in the world and still get your work done.
Yep.
It just depends on the tasks and the company and the employees. So I agree with that.
A couple of years ago, I had a stroke and I had 4 months off of school. And by the time when I was able to come back to school, and I was teaching with our virtual academy. So all the kids were still online. Their parents weren't comfortable coming back from COVID yet. I taught for a week from Banks Lake.
From where?
Banks Lake.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Steamboat Rock.
Yeah.
Because they were all online. Now, my principal wasn't thrilled. You can't be teaching from a lake when everybody else is in a building. It's like, but I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it caused a little tension there, but life is short.
Yeah.
And my kids didn't know anything different. We did the same program. They learned.
Yeah.
So it was fine.
Yeah. Well, I think really the whole purpose that I wanted to get together with you is because you're such an inspiration.
Yeah, thanks.
Because some people are in your same situation where,
Yeah.
they had kids really young and kept having kids, maybe not 9.
To be fair, I was pregnant with 8, and we adopted one of my daughter's
all right.
friends when she was 12, 13.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I didn't actually birth all of them.
8 is enough. Have you heard that? 8 is enough.
Yes, that's why we stopped at 8.
There you go.
And
Yes, I
Janae
learned
just
very well.
belonged with our family,
That's
so we
awesome.
brought
That's
her in.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, to show really, because I think people do, they get so set in their life. They're like,
Yeah.
nope, this is
It's too
just-
late. It's too late.
You can't go back to school when you're 50, you know.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah. And honestly, like sometimes you have better focus as you get older and you're willing to put in the work, especially,
That's exactly
you know,
right.
some kids, they get it all paid for them. And,
Yep.
you know, we're all pretty immature when we're in our teens. And,
Yep.
I would say there's a small percentage of people that really can wholeheartedly take it and run with it at that age. I know I
Right.
couldn't. I went to a community college, but
Mhm.
I still was like half-assing it all
Yeah.
because I just wanted to be done and I wanted to go work. I wanted to make money. And
Yep.
I've never been a good scholar. I got decent grades at the end of my high school years, and in college I did all right, but it just wasn't my love.
Right.
And sometimes you just have to do that in order to make the great money.
And it's a lot when you are 17, 18 years old to try to plan out what you want to do for the rest of your life. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Unless it's like an intense passion. My youngest is in school in Bellingham doing marketing. He's a musician. All of my kids are musicians. It's great. And he wants to do music marketing. That's it's his passion. And he's really, so him right out of he even took a year off before he really decided what to do.
Mhm.
And he will be successful because it is his passion.
Yeah.
And he has siblings that he can immediately start marketing their music.
Nice.
I mean, it's a
It's a win-win.
being the youngest has its perks.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But he's the only one who actually did that. Several have gone to community college for a couple of years and done a few things there, but it's okay. I'm here to tell them when you're ready,
Yeah.
if you're ready.
Yeah.
You can go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I like being that example to my kids.
Yes. Incredible.
And many of them have said that my drive to do these things has encouraged them in some of their pursuits. So
yeah.
it's like, okay, I'm being a good example.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you want to kind of tell people when we're talking about this stuff?
Gosh, I don't know. Listen, if you're looking for a job and you like kids, we need paras badly, even
Yeah.
substitute paras across the state.
Yeah.
It doesn't pay great, but you get to choose your own hours if you're a sub.
Yeah.
So I was going to tell you that.
Yeah.
If that's just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Well, I know a few of my friends have done it because they can be in the school, either at the same school with their kids or be
Yep.
working while their kids are also in school, so that,
Yep.
you know, they're not working full time and they have the same schedule with pickups and drop offs and all
Yeah.
of that. So I think that can be really great for
Yep.
parents.
That's part of the reason I chose para, because I was home with my kids when I got home a half hour before they got out of school. So I was there.
Mhm.
They didn't know I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I chose that particular position.
Yeah. Perfect.
So, and look where I am now.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time
Well,
with me,
thank you. It was
Mary.
fun.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, other people, don't be scared to interview with me. I'm
No.
not so harsh.
She doesn't bite.
No, not usually. Thank you,
Funny
Mary.
story. When I first met you, I thought you might bite.
Yeah.
She doesn't bite.
I don't bite. Yeah,
No.
I have an air about me with some people just think I'm meaner than I am. But it cracks me up when people tell me that. All right. Thank you, Mary, so much.
Thanks,
Now you're
Tara.
going to get bit.
Okay.